Hi, everybody. It is week 12. This is the second to the last week. We're almost done. I know you're super excited. I know I'm super excited for the semester to be almost over. But hopefully you are tuning in for the next to the last overview of the week. So overview for week 12. First, I want to rewind to week 11. Thank you for those who tried the HonorLock practice test and for those who emailed me any issues that they had with it. That's what this is for. It's the trial run. And as I said last week in the video, one of the FCC policies for online classes is that at least one exam gets proctored. And because the testing center is under renovation and they're in a smaller space, they cannot accommodate all of us. So this is our alternative, and it allows you to have the test proctored from your own home. So you definitely want to troubleshoot this. So if you did not do this assignment this week, last week, you want to go back into the week 11 folder and do it this week to make sure that everything is good for your computer. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to take the final exam. This gives us the opportunity to troubleshoot. A couple of things that you need to know is that cell phones are no. I know that many of us have been using cell phone apps in lieu of a calculator, and I have been okay with that. But we get one proctored exam where we make sure that you are doing all of your work and you're not getting answers from other websites. Not that anybody would do that, but that's kind of the point of proctoring, is to make sure that you are indeed the person taking the exam. So cell phones are out. But we have alternative. What is the alternative, you ask? RGuru. RGuru will do every single type of test. We've got proportion inference, we've got mean inference, and we've got contingency table where we do the chi-square test. If you haven't watched those videos yet, you probably haven't. That's okay. Those are videos coming up this week. The point is, you can do the entire final exam with RGuru because the final exam is not cumulative. The final exam is basically just hypothesis tests, chapters 9 through 11. And the only thing that you would need a calculator for is p-value. Pretty much everything else is, deciding whether to reject or fail to reject the null, and conclusion statement, which type of test you run, etc., etc. So we're going to use, if you can use a handheld calculator, or you can use RGuru. It's already set to know that website is okay. So everyone here should know how to use RGuru because, one, I have videos posted, and two, you're working on a project that's worth a decent portion of your grade. By the way, I looked back over it. I think it's 10%. I'm not sure if I mentioned a different percentage before, but it's 10%. Anyway, it's worth 10% of your grade, and you're supposed to be using RGuru for it, and learning to run those tests and everything. So, also, anything that you're typing in the calculator, basically you're typing the same exact stuff into RGuru. Really, it's very obviously they're different, but the process, what you type in, is pretty much the same. And we're just looking for p-value so that you can make your reject or fail to reject decision on the test. So no cell phones. That's my long-winded way of saying no cell phones. So I would like you, if you've not done it yet, to try the HonorLock practice assessment. It's just worth a little assignment grade, but it is a quick way for us to make sure that we're not going to have any issues when you decide, when you schedule to take your final. So, and then if there are any issues, then we'll just deal with them, right? So, make sure that you take that. Okay, so going back to the weekly folders, let's look and see what we've got going on this week. So this is the last week of new material. We are learning hypothesis testing for 2 populations, and we're learning hypothesis testing for paired data and then hypothesis testing for independence. And I do have an RGuru video for each of the types of tests that we're learning this week. I've got RGuru videos set up for you to be able to learn how to use that. For those, this week, you may be sad, you may be happy, not sure, but there's no data talk this week. We actually did the last one for the semester last week, and as much as I love them and I enjoy reading your conversations and jumping in myself, I figured you guys probably want these last 2 weeks to study for your finals, work on projects and papers and whatever else you got going on this week. So I decided to take that one out for the next 2 weeks. So really all we have for assignments are your 4 homework assignments for the week, and then working on that final project, and then working on the review to prepare for the test next week. So speaking of the final project, those of you that turned in part 3, I'm going to try to work on those today and tomorrow. I should be able to get through those quicker than I did with the graphs, I would think. The graphs took me a while to get through because I basically went in and had to look at all your data and I looked at the graphs you have, but then I looked at other possibilities that might help you a little bit better in your study to kind of view your data, and that's why I left the feedback that I did. So it took me a little while to get through all those. So hopefully I'll be able to get through part 3 much quicker to give you guys feedback on that. Then if you turn in the entire project by this Friday, May 6th at 11:59, and that is the deadline, I will review everyone who turns theirs in, and I will give you feedback and even a grade and let you know how you did. And then you will check that feedback and the grade. And if you decide you want to make improvements upon it based off of my feedback, you're welcome to do so. And you can turn your second draft in, or your second version, final version, it wouldn't be a draft, your final version in by next week on May 13th. And I will update your grade accordingly. So that's only for the people who get it in by Friday, May 6th. Okay, so if you turn it in Saturday, May 7th, I am not going to give the feedback opportunity for those, just because I have multiple statistics classes, and it takes me a while. Well, you saw how long it took me to get through the graphs, right, last week. So since it takes me a while, I need some time. So get it to me by Friday. I promise I will get you some feedback so that you can make any corrections that you would like to make. Let's see, if you look at the assignments for this week, we've just got the final project and the test for review. If you are wanting to turn in that project to get feedback on it by the 6th, you click on the final project folder, and here it is, turn in completed final project here, right there at the top. I want to remind you that I have office hours, and there's been a couple of people from this class who have shown up at my door. But I would be happy to meet any of you guys this week or next week, especially if you need help with a project. I am happy to help you. You can also make appointments via Zoom. Let me just remind you how to do that. If you go to course materials and you scroll down towards the bottom, there's me, my picture, and then you can hit schedule online, and look, a calendar should be popping up in a moment here. There it is. And then you can see, oh, look, there we go, Tuesday. I have all of those appointments that you could make if you're available during any of those times. Basically, I have times on Tuesdays and Thursdays. If those times don't work, then you can email me and we can see if we can work out a time that works with both of our schedules. But for now, Tuesdays and Thursdays are the times that I have definitely set aside several hours for anybody who is interested. And again, you don't have to make an appointment with me if you're coming to my office, which is in Braddock Hall, B206, right outside the STEM Center. But if you want to meet me via Zoom, you do need to make an appointment, just because otherwise I don't typically turn the Zoom on unless I know someone's going to be there. Okay. Let's see. Is there anything else that we need to talk about? It seems like I wanted to mention something. And I'm singing, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm kind of excited because the semester's almost over. Not that it hasn't been a pleasure, but I'm sure that you guys are super excited to be having this semester wind down as well. Hopefully, you guys have some really awesome plans for the summer. Was there anything else? Just make sure, you want to probably work on the review a little bit for the for the test. And so yeah, homework is still open from day one. All of the homework is still open, and it's so awesome, you guys who have stayed caught up throughout. Basically, this is going to be this week and next week is going to not be so bad for you, just because you've stayed caught up. But if you're not caught up, it may cost you a little bit of sleep or a little bit of extra time that you have to sacrifice to put towards this, but you can still work on those homework assignments. And I can't remember, I think homework is worth 20%. Yeah, it's 20%, which is a decent amount. So you definitely want to get those homework assignments in. And also, if you've missed anything, you want to go back and look and see what's going on there. This is the time to catch up. Now is the time to catch up. I've been very flexible. I've been very lenient, probably more so than I have been in the past with other classes. If you are behind, then it is your responsibility to contact me about making things up, and you're running out of time if you haven't done that yet. So that's my little serious talk there. Okay, I'm going to stop talking now because you're probably sick of hearing me. But guess what? After next week, you don't ever have to hear me again unless you decide to take college algebra with me, which would be an awesome time. But yeah, if you don't have to take that, then you don't have to hear my voice anymore, which is probably something you're probably happy about, just because it means that statistics will be over. Yay! Okay, I'm sorry. I'm totally rambling. And if you made it to the end of this video, I appreciate you hanging with me. I hope that you guys have a great week. I would love to hear from you. If you need help, please don't hesitate. All right. Have a good one.